Hey there, Magic One, Bronya here. Welcome to your end of year tarot reading. In this reading, we're going to look at the general energies for October, November, and December. We'll then move into detailed spreads, one for work, career, finance, and one for love and relationships. I will also timestamp those down below. If you are wondering what 2023 holds for you, the doors are now open for my year ahead personal tarot readings. The first link down below will take you to a page on my website where you can learn all about that. For now, I am just wishing you so much love and magic for the rest of the year. Let's head to your reading. Aries, let's jump straight in with your general energies for October, November, and December. Team Aries, let's see what's on the cards for you. I'm working with the Moonchild Tarot. We'll get a card out for each one of the months with clarifiers and then we will read them. Wow, 9 of Cups for your October. Aries, I have to say, being one of you, I am pleased to see that. Maybe there are some wishes coming true for us in October. In our November, we have got the 10 of Swords. Okay, maybe something ending. What have we got for our December? December for Aries, 10 of Cups. Wow, okay, 2 10s and a 9. It sort of feels, Aries, that you're going to be finishing out the year, closing out a cycle. In the 9s and 10s, we're moving closer to completion, okay? Bit of a sliding doors moment. Clarifying your 9 of Cups, I've got the 4 of Pentacles. Clarifying your 10 of Swords. Got the Chariot. Beautiful. That's Cancer energy number 7 in the Major Arcana for your December, closing out the year. 10 of Cups, Aries, with the 9 of Swords. So we've sort of got a mix of energy there, and we will see what this pertains to when we get into the spread. So October, 9 of Cups and 4 of Pentacles. I just feel that you might be getting clear in October, Aries, you know, what you're really wanting in terms of, you know, your happiness, you know, achievement, satisfaction. It feels like with the 4 of Pentacles here, couple of things that are coming through to me, Aries. There could be some money concerns that are blocking your happiness at the moment, or it may be that in order to fully realize the 9 of Cups, okay, maybe trying to make something happen, a hope, a dream, and a wish, that you're needing to maybe release some money, to let go a little bit. Maybe there is some confidence issues or blocks that are coming up. Sometimes with the 4 of Pentacles, we need to leave behind a comfort zone, or what is kind of keeping ourselves contracted. Now that could be a fear within ourselves, that could be that we're needing to stretch ourselves, to sort of put ourselves out there in some way, you know, whether that's in love and relationships, or whether that's in your career. I just sort of feel that you might need to step into that courageous Aries energy and be that emperor and really take control and really, really fire up. And that is going to be the gateway to get to the 9 of Cups and ultimately step towards your 10 of Cups. In your November, Aries, you've got the 10 of Swords with the Chariot. So I'm really feeling that in order to get to this beautiful Cups energy, which is your, you know, your satisfaction, your emotional fulfillment, soul fulfillment, purpose, there is something that needs to close out for you, and you will know what that is, Aries. With the 10 of Swords, it's often something that's long-term, that may have had an impact on you physically or mentally, okay? It's been a bit of a struggle, and sometimes there can be deception or betrayal linked with it, meaning maybe we have sabotaged something for ourselves, or maybe we've been dealing with a circumstance that has been unfair. But it just feels to me that you're going to get victory over that because the Chariot is here. But the victory really is in accepting that we have a final ending here, and you know, the way that we actually get to the new, that new dawn, that new day, is to close the door on what isn't working for us anymore. So you may find yourself leaving a job behind in November, leaving a relationship behind, relocating, and getting really clear on what the next move is. I feel that you will be the one initiating that, Aries, and it's going to be important for you to make a very aligned and clear decision so that your chariot moves ahead with pace in one direction rather than maybe going to and fro or, being tempted to go backwards. You're going to need that strength, courage, and determination of the charioteer, because there is a certain amount of comfort or the known that is associated with what you are leaving behind. Now, in December, Aries, we've got the 10 of Cups with the 9 of Swords, and I'm going to be a little bit sneaky here and draw another card. I haven't done for any of the other signs, but you know what? I'm curious, Aries, because I'm one of you. I want to know what this is. So we've got the 10 of Cups, which, Page of Wands. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Cups, which is that blessed best life living, right? It is, moving towards that lifestyle that we want, maybe with a soul partner, living where we want, resource needs met, and all of that. There is some stress around either creating that. You might be worried, like, how am I ever going to get there? I've just gone through a major ending. I've got these fears coming up. I'm an Aries, I'm impatient, I just want to get there now, and we're stressing out. And then all of a sudden, the Page of Wands comes in, and this is some kind of good news, Aries, okay? And it is that feeling like just when we think we're in the desert, we can't see an oasis, and, there's no life, we find a sprouting wand, meaning there is a silver lining, and just when we think it's not going to happen, it happens. So this could be a good news opportunity. Maybe after this ending in November, Aries, this is the very thing that you need for the new beginning. If you have ended a job and you're concerned about that and concerned about what kind of impact that's going to have on your future, your 10 of Cups, then it looks like you get some kind of offering, some kind of news around that. This can be an offering of purpose, potential, and passion that's going to allow you, Aries, to manifest some of those hopes, dreams, and wishes, because I see 3 sand dunes, and that's the nod to the Empress. She always shows up for you. We'll see if she shows up in this reading. But it's about moving towards new goals and new dreams and really making them happen. So this is going to be interesting, Aries, when we go to the spreads. I mean, you've got the 9 and 10 of Cups, meaning it's in your energy field, and it's going to, actually I've got 2 9s here, 2 9s, 2 10s. Really, really close. This is not a time to give up. You're moving closer to the endings that are going to allow you to step over the threshold into the new energy that you can really work with throughout 2023. So I love finishing on the Page of Wands. This is the gateway to a new adventure for you, Aries. New growth, new passion, and most definitely being on purpose as well. Aries, work, career, finance, let's go. Look at the cards here. Wow, it's very clear to me that you are going to be going through a change in your work status, a change of employment before the end of the year, Aries. You have so many indicators of this here. So going back to your general energies, remember in November we had the 10 of Swords. It really feels that that is relating to your work, career, and finance sector. So I've drawn Justice as your lead tarot energy here, and justice for me is always this energy where something's got to give. It's like we're at that time out, that time out where someone's about to shoot this final goal around us, and we've got to come in on defense. We've got to change something. We've got to change the game here. And it's interesting because I've got the adjustments are required Moonology card too. So I always say with justice, it's a modification, it's a change, it's an adjustment that you need to implement here, Aries, to bring those karmic scales back into balance. So you might have been feeling out of balance in your work, career, finance situation throughout the year, or across the last season, Aries, and it feels like you need to do something differently. So even if you are staying in your same business or in your same role, it feels like you will need to take a different approach, but some of you are going to be leaving altogether, okay? Some of you are going to be breaking a contract. Justice can link to the legal side of things. You might need to get some legal advice here as well. Hey, for some of you, there could have even been a workplace dispute, or you're just not getting on with your colleagues. You're not feeling like a fit here anymore, which brings us to employment change, Aries. It says, your career path is leading you in a higher direction. We've got the star here. You're being called to purpose, Aries, with positive changes to support your dreams. That Nine of Cups, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported every step of the way. So now that I've read that, Aries, it's clear that Spirit is trying to align you to a higher purpose, and where you are now is either not it, or there's a different way of doing things that's going to bring you more satisfaction and fulfillment, but there is a cycle ending, okay? Okay, Page of Cups, Seven of Cups is your energy right now, Aries, at the time of this reading, and the Seven of Cups can be a sense of confusion, about why things maybe aren't working in terms of work, career, money, why things aren't materializing as you'd hoped. And that could be because you're not in the right place, Aries, and you're being redirected here. Sometimes with the Seven of Cups, we're dealing with people that are talking a big game and not following through, hollow promises and that kind of things. Or sometimes we are buying into a fantasy or illusion ourselves, and we really need to wind it back and, you know, look at things with a very practical lens and say, well, if it's not delivering us the results, we've got to change something. Page of Cups can often be a synchronistic meeting or encounter that sheds light on something, or that encourages you to go in a different direction. Now, the Page of Cups is a quirky energy. It's eccentric. It's different. So this might be an indication, Aries, that you're needing to take a step off the well-worn path, look at things differently, pursue things that are going to give you joy, make you happy. Remember how much Cups energy, you know, we had the 9 and the 10 of Cups. You're at the stage of the game in your life, Aries, where, you know, it's about your happiness. You've worked really hard. You've pushed a lot. You've sacrificed a lot. And now it's time for you to focus in a slightly different direction. Now, your challenge here is the Five of Wands with the Six of Swords. The challenge being the Five of Wands is often, one, you know, you're not gelling with the people that you're working alongside or the actual industry that you're working for. Five of Wands can be, you know, there's corporate politics or gossip or, you know, just chatter around us that is meaningless. It's not on purpose. It doesn't feel productive. And Aries, you know, being who you are, that does not feel good for you, okay? The other thing with the Five of Wands is that you feel like you're chasing your tail or going around in circles, Aries, and it's about redirecting that energy into a positive way and gaining awareness of where your energy is going, because the Five of Wands is a recipe for burnout. You know, it just feels like there's an energy going in a lot of directions and you're doing a lot of stuff, but is that stuff getting you the results that you want? Ultimately, the Six of Swords is a transitional time, and it involves often, you know, setting sail in a new direction. Page of Cups, new direction, something different, in order to really find, well, to get to the Ace of Wands is where we're actually going, so that's exciting. So it feels like you're going into the unknown. It feels like you're leaving that comfort zone. Remember, we had the Four of Pentacles in your October energy. The way to get to that fulfillment, that Nine of Cups, which, by the way, I finished this deck on, is to let go, is to surrender. There's going to be some kind of ending. Now, the Six of Swords, I see two lots of Three of Swords here. There might be like a double disappointment here, but that is all the gateway for you getting to this new opportunity. And Spirit is saying that you needed to have that experience, okay? So it feels like you are setting sail into a more harmonious time. But first, Seven of Swords and the Star here. So the Seven of Swords could be that you feel like something's been sabotaged because something hasn't worked out exactly as you'd hoped, Aries. But that's because maybe it wasn't meant for you, or you just needed to have that experience. But being an Aries, you might be impatient and you might feel like some of this has been wasted time or energy. You may also feel like with the Seven of Swords next to the Five of Wands that, you know, you just ended up around energies that didn't feel right for you. But with the Star here, I mean, it feels like you can heal quickly from this, but the Star is an energy of the divine purpose, of the divine wish fulfillment. So that's where you're headed, Aries. And it's the Aquarius energy. We are heading into the age of Aquarius, where we are really being encouraged to tune into our individual and unique strengths, talents, and gifts, Page of Cups, and move in that direction. What have you got to offer this world? How are you going to be of service? What really is going to allow you to be in your full expression of creativity, of joy, satisfaction, and love? That is your life purpose. And you can do that in whatever different kind of career that you want, Aries. The right career and the right purpose for you is what allows you to stay in the energy of joy and love. You know, and that means that energy will carry through into other life areas. If we're feeling this stuff, you know, we are going to start having issues. We're probably going to have to start having relationship issues too, and money blocks, because we're running an energy of frustration, of feeling challenged, of needing to watch over our shoulder. And that is a fear-evoking energy. And when we're in fear, we contract and constrict, and we're in the Four of Pentacles, and we are most definitely not getting here. So the universe is shifting things for you. It's asking you to make the shifts required, Aries, so that you can be in your joy and you can get back running that high vibe energy. It's going to put you on the path to purpose. The Star is an energy of rebirth, and I feel that there is a rebirth in your career, a rebirth in your business if you're an entrepreneur, a rebirth in yourself that is going to really bring this balance back. We end the chapter on the Death card with the universe, that is the world, the very last major arcana, and the Ace of Wands. This is very, very final, bookended, ending stuff at the end of the year. Some of you might be finishing out a big project, a big contract, or you are wrapping up with this employer before the holidays hit, if you have them in your country. It just feels like as you tie up the loose ends of the end of the year, that is a really good energy time for you to be moving on from this position as well. And it feels final and it feels victorious, and it also feels like it's the gateway to the Ace of Wands, new potential that is more in alignment for you. Now, some of you Aries are actually going to get a new offer before the year is out. That is that catalyst that you needed to hand in that resignation letter. That is the change. That is the adjustment that has come in to allow you to transition on and walk through that sliding door. So the Ace of Wands feels like something that will give you more energy, feels more aligned to your purpose, your spiritual purpose, and can give you the growth and the potential that you want. But you are being asked to surrender to this process, Aries, because it feels like either the way you're doing things, or you know, the role that you're in right now has had its peak growth, and now you're being encouraged to make those changes. I've got no pentacles here, Aries, so I feel like this is more about the actual job and what you're actually doing to earn your money, rather than around your actual monetary resources. Once we get that in place, then the rest will follow. Okay, Aries, these are your cards for love. Oh my goodness, again, we've got the universe at the bottom of the deck. It really just feels like across the board, you are going through quite a finale in your life, Aries. Now, you know I'm an Aries as well, and so many of us have chatted in the comments, you know, across the last few years, and really talked about the fact that we've had a decade which has been very big in lessons and learning, and I just feel like we are coming to the close in that energy, and things are kind of coming to that natural climactic point that they do at the end of the year. So let's hope 2023 is an incredible one for us, because I just feel with Judgment here, You know, also in love and relationships, a lot of you might be, you know, awakening to truths. You might be getting ready for liberation. You're really wanting that freedom, and you're sort of going through that last call on your situation here. So I do like the Judgment energy, because it's kind of like at the end where, you know, you will take some kind of action. It just really feels like something's got to give energy here. And generally with Judgment, Aries, you know, your question is, are you going around for another cycle here? And if so, you will get a similar result. And if you're okay with that, then that's cool. You know, you got free will. But the last major arcana that comes after Judgment is actually the World card, called the Universe, in this deck, that has showed up twice. So when this one comes in, I think the universe is encouraging you to complete the current cycle in love and relationships, and there is a sense of moving on to the new here. I've got the Virgo card here that says a time to give rather than take. You know, you might be the one kind of initiating this. You might be needing to give some energy to this at this time. And I do have the Lost card, and that's interesting. I've got the Six of Swords, I've got the Chariot, and it is about moving on. And of course there will be a loss, but there is also the Ace of Wands here in the Star. There's a new beginning as well. Now it says, Aries, sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. And what I'm really hearing here, Aries, is that you may have had a plan for your life, and you know, it feels like the universe is redirecting you, and you know, that can be both happy and sad, because it feels like there is something new coming in, but that you might be leaving somebody behind, or leaving a relationship behind in order to get there, or leaving family behind, something like that. So the situation right now is the Hanged Man with the Six of Wands, and the Hanged Man does talk about a time of feeling stuck, or that our hands are tied, and that we can't really move forward. We're feeling constricted for some reason, maybe through being in a codependent relationship, or, you know, in a relationship where there isn't that growth, there isn't that forward movement. Now, I normally say with the Hanged Man that being number 12 in the major arcana, with the Death card being number 13, that sometimes that reason for feeling stuck in suspended areas is because we are resisting the ending that is the gateway, of course, to the new beginning. So sometimes we need to see things from a different viewpoint and perspective, and realize that through loss we actually also get to gain, because we get to start that new chapter. And that, I think, is the victory of the Six of Wands here. This is about coming out of a darker time with your head held high. But I just feel that, you know, that there is some form of loss that is in the way to actually get there. The challenge position is the Six of Swords with the Ace of Wands, and it looks like your challenge is the actual moving on, because it is with a heavy heart. But the Ace of Wands is here as well, and I think that for some of you, because it sits next to the Knight of Cups here, Aries, there is somebody else in the mix here, or you've had an offer, you've had an opportunity, and even though this seems to really light you up, I don't think you were expecting it. And it just seems to me that it's a bittersweet energy that I'm feeling. So I think that you will move on, and you will be closing cycles here, but my goodness, it's definitely not easy. And I think that is a, you know, there is a real challenge here in making that transition, but things will come back into balance. You know, you're sailing to new shores now, is what I'm feeling. So the advice, Eight of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups, it feels like there are some steps to take here with the Eight of Pentacles. There's a bit of work involved, because I do think that a lot of you are segueing between relationships. There's going to be work, there's potentially going to be new housing to be found, there's going to be maybe legal advice to seek, there's going to be you know, time, effort and energy involved in this. It's going to be your focus for a little while. But the Knight of Cups is here, and this feels like some kind of authentic new beginning. Somebody is expressing their feelings with you, Aries. Somebody is sharing their heart with you. Somebody is saying, come on, let's do this. And I think after a brief period of the holding on and the fears and the worrying about certain aspects, that you will decide, Aries, to get in your chariot and move towards this, because the star is here and you just feel that this is your destiny and your rebirth and your new chapter. In terms of signs, I have Pisces with the Knight of Cups, Cancer with the Chariot, Aquarius with the Star. So, you know, again, this Chariot here, when we had that in November, we think we had the Ten of Swords with the Chariot, I think. And I just feel that you're going through a very final ending here, and that is going to be your victory. It does feel sad because you're leaving behind probably a home together and a comfort zone and that sort of thing. But it just seems that it's had its full growth again. You know, we've got a similar message coming through, and it's time for you to acknowledge that you've worked through the karma, you've worked through the cycle. And I just get the feeling that you're starting 2023 from quite a clean slate across the board, Aries. So the star is that card of rebirth, of healing, of lovingly sending, you know, this back to the earth and carrying on in a new direction. And you're being guided, and, you know, it really feels that spirit is supporting you with this. But with two cards of victory here, Aries, yes, there is loss, there is challenge, but there is also, you know, really beautiful new energy. And I think that some of you have had somebody else come in, and that is the catalyst for this change. And for some of you, it might even be somebody that you work with, because the Eight of Pentacles is here, and you weren't really expecting to find love to do with, you know, work, career, and finance. And that's interesting now that I say that, because there's a lot of crossover between your two spreads here, Aries. So it feels like there is some merging of life areas here is what I'm really feeling. But the way to liberation here feels like it is actually through the loss. I feel like we are losing something, but we're gaining a situation that is far more in alignment, far more attractive, far more, you know, on purpose for you when it comes to love and relationships. And it is going to involve that transition energy. So Aries, that's what I have for you. I really hope that the rest of the year is wonderful for you and you do navigate through these energies as best you can. If you are intrigued as to what 2023 holds for you, you know, you can now get those year ahead readings with me. The doors are open. The first link down below will take you to a page where you can learn all about what I'm offering there, so we can take a deep dive into your year. For now, please do drop me a comment if you're called to share. I do read them all and love connecting with you over there. And please do hit that subscribe button to support the channel and keep so much of the free content coming. Aries, I'm just wishing you all the best with for the end of the year. I'm sending you so much love and magic. Do take care. Bye for now.